Wouldn't it be nice if you could draw the ball and fade the ball on demand? Well, believe it or not, it's not as difficult as you think, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, and we all want to hit a straight shot, but sometimes you want to be able to draw it, and sometimes you want to be able to fade it. So let's dive right into this. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about aim, a little bit about ball position, and one minor adjustment with the club face that can help us do exactly what it is, draw it or fade it. So first of all, when we're working on aim and setup and those types of stuff, that's what we're going to talk about here today. You got to make sure you have the ball in a consistent spot. So whenever I'm doing that, I like to work with my Rhymer from Carsley Golf. It kind of helps me get the ball in the right spot. But the real key, first of all, that you got to understand is when we want to draw the ball or we want to fade the ball, we're going to change our aim. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's do the draw first, because I know that's the shot that most of you would like to hit. So I've got my Rhymer down here, and I've got the ball positioned. I like the ball to be positioned ever so slightly forward of center with this particular club here, which is a 7-iron. Now, I've just created a straight line, and what I'm going to do when I want to hit the draw is I'm going to actually aim my body, my feet, my hips, and my shoulders slightly to the right of the target. Now, when I do that, this is the key, is I want to keep the club face pointed directly at the target. Okay, so feet, hips, and shoulders slightly to the right. Okay, club face at the target. Now, let me go ahead and hit a shot, and then we're going to talk about why this works. Okay, really solid there. Now, one of the things that in order to draw the ball, we've got to be able to do is we've got to be able to swing the club to the right of the target if you're a right-handed golfer. And if you combine that with a club face that's square to the target, okay, club swinging to the right, club face at the target. If we do those two things, the ball is going to naturally draw. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that seems almost too simple, right? But that really is the reality of it. If you aim a little to the right and you keep the club face square to the target, the ball is going to fly and draw a little bit. Now, let's talk a little bit about the fade. And if you haven't already, hey, be sure to join our channel here at US Golf TV. Join our family, ring the bell, subscribe, because we got great content coming out all the time. And we also have some unique content on our website at usgolftv.com. So check that out as well. Now let's talk about the fade. Okay, you can probably guess where we're going with this. Now the fade is just the opposite, right? So that's why I've got my Rhymer down here. So I create a straight line. I've got my consistent ball position. So what I'm going to do now, once again, is keep the club face down the center of the fairway or at my target. I'm going to take my feet, my hips, and my shoulders and aim them to the left. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and hit a shot. Okay, and that ball is going to start relatively straight and then work a little bit to the right. So just naturally, when you swing the golf club, you're going to, for all practical purposes, swing the golf club along the lines of your body. So if you want to draw the ball, you got to swing in to out. Well, you can help yourself by just simply aiming your feet, hips, and shoulders to the right, keeping the club face square. If you want to fade the ball, you're going to do just the opposite. Feet, hips, and shoulders left of the target for a right-handed golfer, club face square to the target. Now, I want to talk about one last thing here, and that is, how about the trajectory of the shot? Okay, because this is something that a lot of people don't factor in when they're trying to draw and fade the golf ball. So when I fade the ball, okay, the club face is at the target. We talked about that, body left. The ball is going to generally, when it fades, all things being equal, fly a little bit higher and softer. So when it lands, it's not going to roll out as much. Now, why is that important? Well, because you got to factor that into where you want the ball to finish, right? It's not going to roll out a lot. It's going to land and be nice and soft because it's coming in a little bit higher. On the flip side, when you're drawing the golf ball, okay, the ball is going to come in at a little bit lower trajectory. It's going to land and it's going to roll out a little bit. So these things are important because you always want to be thinking about, where am I going to land the ball? And drawing it versus fading it is going to have a different impact on what the ball does once it hits the ground. So hey, hopefully this information helps you. It's not that difficult to draw and fade it, okay? And you can do that if you practice a couple of these unique ideas that I just shared with you.